Yes, I've made decisions to help others. For example, one time I had the opportunity to hang out with a group of friends or go to a service event on a Friday. My decision was made by reflecting on my religion, and I thought in the image or likeness of Jesus. I thought to myself, what would Jesus do? And I decided it would be more useful to go to a service event and help others who needed help when I can hang out with my friends on another regular basis. So this is what helped me. So my religion helped make my decision.
Yes, when I'm doing service, I make sacrifices for others. I give up my time to help others who need help. Even if it might be hard to give up my time for others, I have to make sacrifices. By making these sacrifices, I think I help out others, and they really appreciate it and are thankful for my help. I think making sacrifices for others to help others is important, especially because you are really helping out those in need.
Yes, I make sacrifices every day to help others. Even though the little sacrifices can help somebody gratefully and mean a lot to them. I make a lot of sacrifices for people because it is always good to help others, even though it could harm yourself. I believe helping others is a choice that builds a strong relationship with people and kind of strengthens your inner self.
I think Pope Francis giving to the poor is a quality decision in many ways. He is not only helping those who need the help, but he is giving a good example to others who follow him, and he is a role model too. He is a well-known leader, and someone like him, following in the image and likeness, promotes others to do so as well.
Yes, I think Pope Francis sets a great example for his followers. He shows it's more important helping out others than being a famous pope. He's going out of his way to help those most in need. He's really reaching out to the poor and making them feel part of the Catholic community. Like Jesus did, he reached out to the poor in his journeys. He is a good leader for worrying about others and helping them, and he just sets a good example for all his followers.
I think it's good that Pope Francis gives to the poor because I think that is the Christ-like thing to do, and he is spreading his goodness. Pope Francis is someone we can all look up to for his good actions to the less fortunate. To me, we need more world leaders to set a good example for people to try to make the world a better place.
Yes, many of my actions are inspired by faith, but not every action. I try really hard to make a decision and reflect on what Jesus would do. This helps me end up making better choices in life, but sometimes when I do not ask myself this question, I tend to make wrong choices. I realize that certain things I should reflect on my faith to make the right decision.
Yes, I think it is important to make the right decisions and try not to sin. Sometimes it might be hard to make the right decisions, but overall, I think I try to make the best decisions I can and be the best person I can be. Also, I feel like it's good to help others because others help us out sometimes when we need help, so we should help them out too. And I also think that's what God wants from us. So when I do service, I try to go in with an open mind and be the best person I can be.
Yes, because I go to church to grow stronger in faith and also proclaim my faith. Also, the sacrifices I make for others reflect my faith because it shows that I'm trying to be a better person.
One thing I really look up to the Pope that has done is he gives to the less fortunate. I think this is a great idea because giving to the less fortunate shows what God wants you to do. He wants you to give to others and you will receive in the future. I believe if I give to others, then in the future God will reward me.
The most important thing the Pope has done is reach out to the poor. I think it is important for him to show his followers and others it's always not about the fame and riches, but about what kind of person you are. He doesn't judge others and treats everyone equally, no matter where they come from or what they have or what their background is, which I think is really important and sets a good example for others.
I think that giving to the poor is the most important thing because he is giving to the less fortunate and setting a good example for others. This is good for all Catholics to try to be more Christ-like and help others on a daily basis. It will also lead them to make greater sacrifices for others.
The Pope's actions inspire me to live my life because he follows in the image and likeness of Jesus, someone that devotes their whole life to God to do what is right for the community. I see the Pope as a role model, and everything he does inspires me to make better decisions and trying to follow in the image and likeness of Jesus.
Pope Francis's actions inspire me in many ways, most specifically his actions toward the poor. He makes me want to go out and do service because he reaches out and helps the poor. Also, he just shows a lot of humbleness by not caring about how famous he is or where people come from. This shows me life is more important than everything the media perceives. This inspires me to know how lucky I am to live the life I do.
Pope Francis inspires me because all he does is good and he tries his best to make the world a better place. This is inspiring to me because it makes me want to go out and help others. Lastly, Pope Francis inspires me to come closer to God and stronger in my faith.
Pope Francis is taking revolutionary steps of servant leadership in his papacy by attempting to give back more than he receives. He urges cardinals to dress more modestly, since their common outfit is $20,000. Instead of spending this money on an outfit, he instructs them to donate the money to the poor people of Rome. But he doesn't just instruct there to be help to the poor, sick, or mentally challenged people of the city. Pope Francis embraces these people as well. He invited 17-year-old boy, Alberto Di Tullio, a boy with Down syndrome, to ride on the Pope Mobile. He also goes away and slips away in the middle of the night, giving food and money to the poor people of Rome. He'll share a meal with them, talk for a little while, and say a blessing. Pope Francis is portraying how all Catholics should act. Instead of making lists and laws to follow, Francis is acting out how Christian morals should be acted out by all people. This kind of papacy inspires a larger crowd of people to follow Christian morals because when they see how much joy the Pope brings into people's lives, they'll understand why it's necessary to make sacrifices for Christ.